you've decided that you want to go somewhere, once you've decided, there is a paving that has taken place vibrationally and a manifestation that is vibrational that is calling you, that will show you every step along the way which step to take. And if you get that, then from wherever you are to where you want to be, every step along the way is a joyful step. The only moment that it stops being joyful is when you stop and look at where you are in a sort of depression that you're not where you want to be. And that comparison isn't good for you. It would be like going to the new car dealership and saying, I want a new car and I want you to design it especially for me, and I want it to look mostly like that one, but with one exception. You know that glass thing that's out there in front? I think they call it a windshield. You say to the guy, I want my windshield in the floorboard. Don't put it out there. Put it here, because I really am concerned about where I am at all times. So just put it there and I'll just hope for the best out there. And you're laughing because you know that's silly. You know that you're much better off, if there's any motion happening, to be looking where you're going. But what you forget is that there's vibrational motion happening all the time. And if you're looking at what is, then that's why you don't feel good. That's why you're tripping up. That's why it isn't fun. That's why it doesn't feel good. Look out there where you're going, because where you're going is sure. And you know how we know? Because we're really smart. We are. We know because we're over there where you're going. We saw you put it there. We embraced it when you put it there. We're standing in the vibrational attitude of it. We have become the vibrational equivalent of it, and we are calling you toward it. And when you go toward it, we didn't say when you get there. We're not ever going to say to you, when you get there, you'll feel better. We're saying when you look up and start your journey, your conscious journey toward where you want to go, you'll feel better. It doesn't matter where you are. So have we convinced you that manifestation is the way you feel? And have we convinced you that the way you feel is something that is changeable within the next 5 minutes once you know this? Less, really, but it is changeable. So you have complete control over the only manifestation that matters, which is the manifestation of you allowing the fullness of who you are to be present in this moment, because you are the manifestor of the manifestation, which is you. You are the one who does it. You are the one who bees it. You are the one who is it. You are the one who are it. You are the manifestation and the creator of the manifestation. And if you've got that, then you've got everything that you need. And we can now return to your vortex and bask in the deliciousness of the rendezvous that we will one day have, maybe today and maybe when you croak. You don't have to wait until you croak to be the manifestor of the joy that you have put into your vortex. You can have it now. As Esther and Barbara were coming through the airport in San Diego, they came to the security check, and it seemed to be all blocked up. It was a small one, but it was still not moving. They were in the flyby lane at Southwest, and so they just sort of sailed by a lot of people. But then they came to the place, and the man took Barbara's and let her through, and then went like this to Esther. And Esther said, oh no, you have to let me go with her, because she has to help me with my stuff. Because Esther has 14 things in her carry-on bag that all have to be taken out and inspected carefully because they are dangerous things. Then Barbara said to him, oh, please let me go without her. And Esther said, oh, please don't let her go without me. And the man began to laugh, and he let Esther through. And then looked at the people behind Esther and went like, my hands are tied. These are powerful women. And now they are in the line that is not moving because, as the man told them, there was an eagle eye on the security camera and she was checking for everything. And Esther thought, oh, that's wonderful. But then Esther had taken everything out of her bag, and so there was no worry about it. And so they went through, and Esther was really proud of herself because she had packed so carefully and unpacked so carefully. And so she sailed right through. But then Barbara's bag had to go back for a check because there was a bottle of water in it. And Esther is laughing because Barbara is the one who is counseling her on how to fly. And she has a bottle of water, a forbidden bottle of water. Because everyone knows how dangerous water can be. And so Esther is laughing because Barbara has been caught with her water. And Barbara is laughing because Barbara has been caught with her water. And the man offers to let them step outside and drink it as if it mattered. You can go back and start again if this water matters to you. And now they're all laughing. And then he takes her bag back through, runs it through again. And when he came back with the bag, Barbara is sitting at a table, putting her shoes on. And the man walked to another table. And Barbara said, "Wrong table." And he said, "No, you're at the wrong table." And Barbara said, "No, you're at the wrong table." And he said, "No, you're at the wrong table." And then he went to the table where Barbara was. And now they're all laughing. And then he took the bag back through, ran it through again, and told her he needed to check it one more time. And both Barbara and Esther looked at him in surprise and amazement, and he said, "Gotcha." And as they moved on through, they couldn't stop laughing, and Esther couldn't stop noticing the amazing fun that they had had at a place that is usually no fun at all. In other words, that's a manifestation. It's a manifestation. What you're living in any moment is a manifestation. Manifestations surrounding you. The people you meet, manifestations. The way they play with you or not, manifestations. The way you feel as you move through your day, manifestations. Your life is unfolding, manifestation, 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 manifestation. And it keeps moving. Have you noticed? There it went again, there it went again, there it went again, there it went again, there it went again. So you have constant personal control over the manifestation of your moment. And what trips you up often is you're looking long term where you have not enough power or not enough clarity, and letting the future to which you have not enough answers right now readily available to you concern you, where if you would just be present in the moment and be aware of the manifestation that's happening now and adjust your vibration accordingly. In other words, that little bit of fun got more fun started and more fun started, and now they come to a place where there are two seats but not together. And what's sitting in the seat that is between the seats is a magazine and a cell phone. And so Esther is thinking, well, I'll sit on this side of the magazine and the cell phone, and Barbara can sit on the other side of the magazine and the cell phone. But Barbara is thinking, that's ridiculous. I'm going to move the magazine and the cell phone. So she did what Esther thought was a forbidden thing. She touched someone else's things and moved it to another seat and explained to the man who had told them that someone had been sitting there, well, now he sits here. And then a great, big, gruff-looking man comes walking across from Starbucks, and Esther thinks, I'm going to the bathroom. I don't want any part of this. And as he comes to his telephone, which has clearly been moved, Barbara said, "We moved you." And he said, "You were so gentle, I didn't even feel it." And Esther began to realize that now the momentum of fun was started. There was no ending to what the day was going to provide. In other words, you just can't get into a place where you're feeling good, where you're loving the people of your planet, where the people who want to play with you are coming to you. You just can't get on that sort of vibrational roll without acknowledging these are manifestations. And what we want to call your attention to is that the most significant manifestation of all. Have you been listening to us for a while? Some of you have for a very long while. And have you heard us say, yes, you've heard us say on endless occasions, because we say it every time we get together with you. We say it several times every opportunity we have. Everything that everyone wants or ever has wanted or ever will want is because they believe they will feel better in the having of it. They believe they will have a good feeling emotional response in the receiving of this other thing that they think they want. And what we want to convince you of is that what you want is the emotion. What you want is the good feeling. The other stuff's just the justification that you give for having it. In other words, I want prosperity because I will feel better, and I want a lover because I will feel better, and I want this because I will feel better. I want everything that I want because I believe I will feel better in the having of it, and I believe I will not feel good in the absence of it. But it is the emotion that is the primary manifestation. Hear that. Your emotion is your primary manifestation. And if you can hear that, if you can leave with that today, if you can know it in the way we know it, then you will have control of the only manifestation that matters, which is the way you feel. And when you get control of that one, you've got control of every other manifestation. You've got control of financial manifestations, of physical manifestations, of relationship manifestations, of worldwide manifestations, of weather manifestations. You have control of every other manifestation if you deal with the only manifestation that matters, which is, how am I manifesting in this moment? Which means, oh, hear this. It's the first time we've said it this well. Oh, we forgot. No, we didn't forget. How much of me am I allowing to manifest here and now? How much of me is playing with you now? How much of me are you getting? Are you getting the pinched off version because I'm choosing something that bothered me last night and that I worried about? Am I choosing something that only allows a little bit of the manifestation of me to be here so you get the raw, ragged edged, on-retoed version of me? Is that the manifestation that you're getting of me? Or are you getting the full-blown, tuned in, tapped in, turned on, source energy manifestation of me? That's the manifestation. You know that nothing has been left undone. There isn't a subject that we have not addressed. And you know that to the beginning and ending of you, you have heard the answer that you are looking for. Yes? Would you agree with us that from where you sit right now, you're recognizing that it's easier than you've been making it out to be? Can you feel the resourcefulness of Source and its ever-ready availability to you? And are you accepting that it really is your work to come into the vicinity? And do you also realize that with every effort is not the best word, because effort usually implies pushing against something. But with every concentrated decision that you make to improve the way you feel, that you then have access to more resources and more resources. Do you like knowing that you are here to manifest? Do you like the physicality, the sensuality of your physical time-space reality? Don't you love the beauty of it, the color of it, the texture of it, the sound of it, the feel of it, the smell of it, the taste of it? Isn't this just a delicious place to be focused? And can't you feel that this creative palette is just beginning, that there's so much more deliciousness to be discovered, to be desired, to be understood, and then to be realized? And aren't you pretty hot on the idea of the incremental realizing of it? Doesn't it feel satisfying to you to feel yourself off and then feel yourself on? Don't you love that self-control? And aren't you always excited when that self-control then yields evidence of your true power? We can feel that you are enjoying the understanding of your true power. And we use the word power in the sense of love, the power of Source, the power of goodness, the power of well-being, because you can't wield that power against anything. You can't use power against anything without it backlashing. You can only use power for something. You only align with goodness. So we want to say to you that the power that exists, the only power that exists, is the power of goodness. And you have been contributors of it because you have helped define what it is that you want. And the larger part of you stands in the holding of all of that and calls you into alignment with it. We want to remind you, as we are bringing this gathering to an ending today, that the feeling of alignment is the greatest power that there is. The feeling of alignment is the greatest power that there is. But it doesn't end with the feeling. It will flesh out into more of the delicious things that you're wanting, and it will confirm itself to you endlessly. You are powerful creators who've had a lot of experience in manifestation. And it is our knowing, and it is our joyful acknowledgement that now that you understand who you really are, now that you understand, and you do,